Hi there folks, welcome back to Rich Reviews. I hope you're enjoying your week. I know I am. Let's get on with it, folks. So the latest TV show that I want to review for you, it's Longmire Season 2, and because Longmire is currently ending its run, the final season comes out, I think that one of the last weeks in November, and it's coming out on Netflix. I decided to review the second season for you guys, considering it's getting relatively positive reception. If it goes the same way for Season 2, I might do Season 3. So Season 2 of Longmire, based on the Craig Johnson mystery novels, finds that our hero, Walt Longmire, is off trying to capture some escaped convicts who are heading off into the mountains of Wyoming, county that they take place in. And of course it's snowing up there, and basically some convicts are left behind. They escape in a snow plow machine of all things. One convict is after money that he's trying to escape with, and Longmire and him have it out. One is fairly nearly frozen to death. Because there are subsequent seasons of Longmire, you know Longmire will make it out alive, apparently. Then material here in the early episodes of all of Katie trying to figure out what happened to her mom, when that happens to be supplied by Charles S. Dunn, who appears again as the cop who is investigating the death of the person who happened to hurt her mother. And what happened to this guy is still a mystery, because he was found dead later on, and she eventually comes back and tries to renew her relationship with Branch, although that doesn't quite work out in the way that anyone expects it to. Then there are several episodes here dedicated to the election that pits Branch versus Walt. What's there to say about this, other than the fact that, hey look, the show is called Longmire, not Branch, and there is some stuff here that Walt gets after Branch for, particularly, and also Branch is quite skeptical of Jacob Nighthorse, that he's the casino owner that provides money to Branch's campaign. Never trust an Indian that's willing to rip off his fellow Indian of all things. Then of course we get the usual amount of cases that are involved in a show like this. It's a show set out in the middle of nowhere, but it feels like it's one of the most populated areas in Wyoming. I've been to Wyoming and it's not that populated. Heck, you could have the Angela Lansbury character from Murder, She Wrote out living in Wyoming, and she would have a whole lot to write about, apparently. The cases include, but not limited to, a death of a rapist that happens to be buried in animal carcasses, cattle rustlers, drug abuse, in which Gina Rodriguez, before she was in Jane the Virgin, appears in this episode. Rodeos happens to involve a friend of Branch's. The death of an Indian that is covered up by fracking of all things. Yes, fracking is apparently a big deal in Wyoming. I also do get some stuff here involving the Indians, although it's less political, I guess, this time around. Particularly involving one instance in which Lou Diamond Phillips falls into a trap. Someone says to him, "Oh, isn't this your trap?" No, he says it's a completely different Indian's trap. We also see the return of this one guy who's a mercenary. We also, again, we get Jacob Nighthorse, who is completely shifty. Hey, it's money, and basically not be reminded to live on a freaking reservation of all things. We get a little more of the Katie Stackhouse character of Vic, who I guess, well, at least I think they show a little more of her this season, in which basically a friend of hers comes back from her Philadelphia days. She is not happy to see him. He eventually gets beat up, and who beats him up is sort of a debate, I guess, or is still a questionable thing. There's also one instance involving her and the suspect that runs across to the Montana border, and he teases her that she can't go over there and get him. Basically all she does is basically beat his ass and drags him over back to Wyoming. And of course, at the end of the season, the Charles S. Dunn detective character does come back. He arrests the person who he thinks killed the guy who tried to kill Walt Longmire's wife. And Longmire and this detective have a conversation as to which Walt Longmire says, "Why don't you specifically like me?" And the detective gives this reason. And it's a particularly valid reason as to why, yes, this detective doesn't really particularly care for Walt Longmire. And quite frankly, there's also another person's life that hangs in the balance, and also one character who might move. Again, I think this is a particularly reasonably good season. Again, these are cases that could be possible in the West. Again, it's really populous for Wyoming, as I keep repeating, because so Longmire Season 2, have you seen it? What did you think? Rank the Longmire seasons from worst to best. Have you read the Walt Longmire Mystery Series? Please put it in the comment box below, folks. As always, folks, like, comment, subscribe, and enrich yourself with knowledge. I'll see you next time, folks.